Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to TOEFL 2 class with me, Asfiani Uranti. Well everyone, today we are going to learn some interesting topic in TOEFL 2 class. But before that, I would like you to check some different pictures I have already prepared. As you can see, the first picture here. The teacher tries to divide the students into several groups. Each group consists of 4 different students. After the teacher tries to divide the students into groups, then the teacher gives the numbers to their students, starting from number 1, number 2, and number 3. Alright, do you know what kinds of technique in teaching English that use such phases or stages? Yes. Numbered had together. So today we are going to try to talk about numbered had together. But actually we are also going to try to discuss another different technique in TOEFL 2. Let's try to check another picture. Here I have some different pictures. As you can see, in the first picture, the teacher tries to divide the students into some groups. And then each group consists of 4 different students. And then they learn together in groups, discuss together in a group about a certain topic given by the teachers. After they have already discussed the topic given by the teachers, they're going to take individual quizzes. Then after the individual quizzes, actually the results of the quizzes is going to be summed up, becomes the group score. Do you know what kinds of technique in teaching English that use such stages? Yes, that's true. It's called Student Team Achievement Division or STAD. So everyone, today we are going to learn or talk about numbered had together and Student Team Achievement Division. Alright, before we discuss deeper about these 2 different techniques in collaborative learning, we are going to try to talk about the learning objectives. Okay. There are 2 different learning objectives. The first, at the end of this class, you are going to be able to explain the basic principles and concepts of numbered had together and student team achievement division. And then after understanding, after comprehending the concepts, you are going to be able to demonstrate those 2 different techniques. Alright everyone, are you ready? Okay, let's start to talk about numbered had together first. I have a map here about numbered had together. The first thing that we are going to discuss in numbered had together is the short introduction. Then after that, we are going to talk about the key elements. And then the next is about the characteristics. And then maybe this is the most crucial one, is the stages or the phases. And then the last is about the advantages and disadvantages of numbered had together. Let's get started. In short introduction, I would like to tell you the main points of numbered had together. I do believe right now you have a lot of things pop up in your mind about what is numbered had together actually. In short introduction, I would like to tell you 3 important points here. The first, actually numbered had together was developed by Spencer Kagan in 1993. And actually this concept technique in collaborative learning might encourage the students to solve the given problems, to solve the given questions, They have to work together in groups to solve the given problem or questions given by the teacher. And then the second point here, or maybe this is the most specific feature of numbered had together, the teachers need to give numbers to their students. So every student in the class, they're going to have numbers. The third point, numbered had together, it might encourage the cooperative ways, or like the social skills, and then going to encourage the students to work together in a team. That's the short introduction of numbered had together. Do you get it? Okay, let's move to the next interesting part of numbered had together, called key elements. I have 4 different key elements here. The first one is positive interdependence. The second is group formation. The third, individual accountability. And then the last is social skills. Let's try to discuss these key elements one by one. The first key element, positive interdependence. I do believe you have a lot of questions on your mind right now. How can interdependence be so positive? When every group member is aware that supporting the other student, supporting the other member will impact all members, they have to cooperate, they have to share the idea, work together, help each other, to get their best score. That's why interdependence will emerge in numbered had together. The second one is group formation. In my opinion, this is a very crucial point in numbered had together, because teachers are suggested to make heterogeneous group. Means this group consists of students with different background, with different achievement, with different races, or ethnicity. So they are going to work in that base way. But actually, in numbered had together, the teacher is also allowed to let the students make their own group, or actually teachers is also allowed to make the group randomly. But the best suggestion here is make the heterogeneous group. Okay, let's try to move to the second key elements, is individual accountability. Here, how can numbered had together encourage individual accountability? In numbered had together, even the teacher gives the same topic to every group in the class, but actually every student have their own responsibility to solve their own problems. So that's why individual accountability will emerge. And also later on, after they have already discussed the given topic in their groups, the teacher will randomly call a certain number. Okay, let's try to move to the fourth key element, called social skills. I do believe all the cooperative learning strategies will encourage students to increase their social skill. How cool! In numbered had together, every student, they need to work with their friends in groups to solve the given problems, and then after that they need to report in front of the class. That's why numbered had together will increase the social skills. Well everyone, those are about the key elements in numbered had together. Let's try to move to the next important element in numbered had together, called the characteristics. Okay, there are 4 different characteristics in numbered had together. The first is composition of the group. The second is task or assignment, and then behavior, and then the last is motivation. Okay, we've just talked about composition of the group. This is very crucial. Since the teacher needs to make a group or grouping the students in a very diverse situation, because a group's diversity forces social and personality development. So we have to make heterogeneous group. The next is task and assignment. Here, in numbered had together, the teacher have to prepare some different given problems. The first, all the groups, they are going to discuss the same problem. But actually, every member in a group, they have their own task responsibility. So teacher needs to think about the appropriateness or the student's level, whether the given problem is matched or not with the student level. And then the third characteristic is about behavior. When we are, as a teachers, do something in our classroom, of course, our main goal is achieving the learning objective. But actually, through implementing numbered hat together, we are not only helping our students to achieve the learning objective, mastering the materials, understanding the materials, but also helping them increase the sense of personal responsibility. And then the next is about motivation. Yeah, it will emerge or happens in numbered hat together, since there is an opportunity to understand the material more with their friends in a group, and then we also give them a chance to report individually the results of their discussion. So it will increase the students' motivation to learn more about the material. Those are about the characteristic. Next, let's try to move to the next material called stages or phases in implementing number hat together. There are 7 different stages. Yeah, the first one, the teacher need to divide the student into groups and giving the student numbers. Yeah, this is maybe the most special features in NHT. Yeah, give the student number, and then in making a group, we've just discussed about it, the teachers are suggested to make heterogeneous group. And then after that, the teacher give the assignment, give the questions, yeah, or the topic that the students need to discuss in their group. But also every student, they have their own topic or own given questions in a group, even though they are discussing still the same problem. And then the third, we have to ask them to work together in a group, or we can say as some put their heads together to discuss the given problems, the given topic, share their idea, help each other to solve the problem in their best way. And then after that, yeah, after they discuss in their group, the teacher called a certain number randomly. For example, call number 2, then all the students who got number 2, they need to come forward and then report the results of their discussion. Yeah. After that, the other student may also give their feedback, they give their comments, yeah, about their friends' reports, yeah, or their friends' result. Here, the teacher needs to guide the discussion among the students. And then the last, after that, the teacher will give the individual quizzes and conclude the result, announcing the result, and then give reward to the students. Those are the 7 stages in implementing numbered hat together. I do believe as teachers it is very important to all of us. Okay, do you get it, everyone? Are you ready for the next important element? The next, and I think this is very important for all of us as English teacher, is advantages and disadvantages. There are 4 different advantages of number hat together, and also one disadvantage that need to be anticipated here by all the English teachers here. The first advantage is encouraging a positive interdependence. Yeah, since every member in every group, they need to work with their friends, help each other, because the results of groups will influence their individual score and vice versa. So it will create positive interdependence. The second advantage is giving individual accountability, because even though they are working in a group, every student actually they have their own responsibility. They have to solve their own given topic. And then when teacher called a certain number randomly, they have to be ready to report the results of their discussion. That's why numbered hat together emphasizing individual accountability. Next, improving simultaneous interaction. How cool! Yeah, because in numbered hat together, they need to work with their friends in a group. Then after that, they need to report the results of their discussion in front of the class. And then also the other students might give comments or feedback. So that's why numbered hat together, improving simultaneous interaction. And then the last advantages is increasing equal participation. Every single student in a class, they're going to give number. For example, number 1 to number 4. So every student, they have the same chance, they have the same opportunity to be active, to participate in their classroom, working in a group and then reporting the result, have a discussion with their friend. Those are the 4 advantages of numbered had together. Now let's try to talk about the disadvantages. Even though this collaborative technique is quite recommended, cooperative technique is quite recommended, but actually there's also disadvantages. The disadvantages is the class tend to be noisy. The class tend to be quite crowded, especially when the teacher have a big class, a lot of students. When we as teachers ask them to work in group, of course, it's going to be noisier, it's going to be crowded. So the teachers, every English teacher needs to anticipate this. Well, those are all about the basic concepts and principles of numbered had together. Everyone, are you ready to move to the next technique? I can't hear you? Okay. Right. We are going to talk about Student Team Achievement Division or STED. I have a map here and we are going to talk about the short introduction and then the components, the principles, the passes, and the last is advantages and disadvantages. Are you ready, everyone? Okay. Let's try to move to the first part, short introduction. In short introduction, I would like to tell you about some key points in STED. The first, this techniques, it also belongs to cooperative learning strategies, and this is developed by Robert Sullivan and his associates from Johns Hopkins University. This technique is called as the oldest and most extensively researched. So there are a lot of research or studies about this. And then the second, this technique is called as the simplest technique in cooperative learning methods. It's a good model to begin with for teachers who never to do a cooperative approach before, for example. So that's why it's called the simplest technique. And also in STED, the teacher needs to form a group or group their students based on several considerations. The teacher tends to suggest to make a heterogeneous group by paying attention on the student's level, capability, talent, gender, and also ethnicity. Those are the short introduction of STED. Let's try to move to talk about the next point. Here I have components of STED. There are 5 different components here. As you can see, the first one is quizzes. The second one is individual improvement score. The third is team recognition and then team study. And then the last one is class presentation. These components, all of these components are totally essential in implementing STED in our classroom. The first is quizzes. Maybe this is one of the special features in STED. Quizzes. The teacher is going to give individual quizzes to every student. After they work in their groups, they need to take individual quizzes. And the next result of these individual quizzes is going to be summed up to be the group score. And then the second component is individual improvement score. The teacher needs to tell the student about the enhancements or improvement of the student's score in their individual quizzes. And then team recognition. In team recognition, the score of the group will be kinds of award for the students or the team recognition, since the teachers are going to announce the result or the group score. And then after that, team study. In STED, of course, the students need to work to help each other, set the idea in a group to solve the topic given by the students. And then the last, and this is also very important, is class presentation. the teacher needs to present the material briefly, clearly to the students, and the students need to pay attention on teacher explanation, because it's going to help them, or when they are working in a group, and also when they are doing their individual quizzes. Those are the 5 different components of STED. Let's try to move to the next thing. It's about the principle of STED. The first is social skill, social skill, and then self-esteem, and then student attitude toward the subject, and then a sense of accomplishment. Let's try to talk about the first principle. I think every cooperative learning strategy, they're going to encourage the students to have a great social skill, because every student needs to work in their group. They need to talk with their friends. They need to discuss with their friends, and then share it. Okay, and then take the individual quizzes, and it's going to influence the group score. So that's why STED also is essential in improving students' social skill. And then self-esteem. I do believe you have a lot of questions. How could STED increase self-esteem? Self-esteem here, because the student needs to take individual quizzes, and then they can know the improvement in every individual quizzes. When they got the result, it's going to increase their self-esteem. And then the next is students' attitude toward the subject, because we are implementing STED in a very fun way, very good atmosphere. It's going to change the students' perception about the subject. And then the last is a sense of accomplishment, because the individual quizzes is going to influence the results or the score of their group. So the student will feel a sense of accomplishment when they do their best, when they have a good score in individual quizzes, and it's going to influence the group score. Those are the principles of STED. Do you get it, everyone? Are you ready to move to the next important or crucial part of STED called stages? I do believe every English teacher, all the teachers, when we want to implement or place certain technique, the most important thing, in my opinion, is understand or comprehend the stages. How should we use this technique, right? Okay, let's try to discuss this one by one. The first stage is dividing the students into small groups, and the teacher are suggested to make heterogeneous group. And then after that, the teacher presenting the topic, given the topic, and then explain about the material that will be essential for the individual quizzes. And then after that, giving the assignment. It can be started from the simple to the more difficult exercise or assignment. After the student discuss in their groups, the teacher then give the individual quizzes. In individual quizzes here, the student need to do their best. But before that, they have to make sure that they have already answered well about the materials when they are discussing in a group, so they can have a good scores in individual quizzes. Then after that, the teacher is going to combine the individual score to be the group score. That's why I guess this technique is called STED, the Student Team Achievement Division. Okay, after the stages, let's try to move to the next part of STED called advantages and disadvantages. There are a lot of advantages actually, but also some disadvantages that need to be anticipated by the teachers. The first, STED is believed to give a positive effect to the student's social skill. Then after that, it's also believed to give the lower achiever to participate more, because they need to work in groups. They also need to take individual quizzes, which is really influence for their group score. And STED is also believed to increase students' self-esteem, because they may know their improvement or an enhancement in every individual quizzes they are going to take. Then this technique is also believed to encourage the students to depend on how they work, and also motivate the students. And the last is encouraging the students to come to the class every day, because they know that that individual score is going to influence the group score. So they need to participate actively and come to the class every day. Those are the 7 advantages of student team achievement division. Let's try to talk about the disadvantages here. There are 2 disadvantages. The first, maybe the teachers need to anticipate some of the students who do not want to work in their groups, or they don't want to participate actively when they are discussing. The teachers, every English teacher, need to anticipate these types of students, okay? And then the second disadvantage is, of course, like the other cooperative learning strategies, the class will be noisier, it will be more crowded, so the teachers need to manage the class well, to make it become conducive. Those are everyone about advantages and disadvantages. Did you get it? Okay, everyone, we've discussed these 2 different techniques, started from the short introduction, components, key elements, stages, advantages and disadvantages. Hopefully you can comprehend or understand well about numbered head together and student team achievement division. Do not forget to do the exercises we have already prepared. There is some basic exercise when you have to answer some different questions, and also we have already provided an exercise that can give you opportunity or chance to demonstrate those 2 different techniques. Right, everyone, that's all from me. Let me close this learning videos by saying one of my favorite quotation from Alan Bloom. Education actually is a movement from darkness to light. So all my beloved students here, you are trying to involving yourself with education, immerse yourself with education, you are on the right track, because you are trying to light up your life. So keep going, keep continue, good luck. That's all from me. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye.